Hey everyone, welcome to another What I Eat in a Day video. In today's video, I'm going to show you everything that I eat in a day on a day where I just do not feel like cooking. So there's really no cooking, it's very minimal. It's more about kind of assembling or warming things up, but still having delicious and very simple meals throughout the day. So I hope this gives you some good ideas. I also cleaned out my fridge on this day, and I'm not going to pretend like I'm embarrassed that it got super messy because fridges get messy in real life, but I do think that there's a certain point where it can just get too cluttered and I feel overwhelmed, and at that point I don't even really want to cook because I don't know where anything is. It's not a very functional space and it's just overwhelming. So every once in a while it's nice to give it a good clean, and I'm going to show you a little natural DIY cleaner that I made too. So lots of good stuff in this video. I hope you enjoy. Give it a thumbs up if you're excited, and let's get into it. Today's video is going to be kind of vlog style. I'm going to show you through my day. I'm definitely going to need to go to the grocery store, so there will probably be a grocery haul as well, but I am not in the mood to cook at all. So there's going to be almost no cooking in this video. There's going to be very minimal cooking, if anything, just because I've been doing a ton of recipe testing recently, and I love cooking. I will always love cooking, but I'm just not in the mood to chop. I can't wash another dish. I can't mix another sauce. I need a break, you know? I need a break. So today is gonna be cleaning out the fridge, using what I have. I still want to eat really well, but I want it to be very minimal effort. I'm sure you guys can relate to that, and so I hope this video will be really helpful for you when you're in this kind of mood as well, because we all fall into these moods, even those of us who really like to cook. So I had water, I had coffee. I spent a little bit of time this morning reading a book called Braiding Sweetgrass, which I'm really enjoying. It is so beautifully written. And if any of you are historical fiction lovers, I think you'll really enjoy my mom's debut novel called The Angel of the Penny Rose. It's about a woman who travels from England to St. Augustine, Florida in the 1700s, and she unwittingly marries her husband's murderer. There's so many twists and turns. It's an incredible story, so if you want to check it out, the link is below, and you can use that link to pre-order a copy. So check that out if you are a book lover like me. But after that, I just went on a quick walk, literally around the block, just to get some sunlight and some air and some movement really quickly, and then I came back and made some breakfast. Let's make some chocolate milk. Milk of choice. Cacao. Just a little bit of maple syrup to taste. I like to use this little whisk thing, but you can do this in the blender too, just to make sure that all of the cacao is mixed in really well and it's not going to be powdery.
Standing in that and not apologizing for it. And for me, it's less of an indictment.
That was my breakfast. Super easy, no fuss, just exactly what I wanted. And if you ever find that cereal isn't that satisfying to you, I would say definitely bulk it up with fruit and nuts and stuff that makes it a little bit more filling, and then try to add a plant milk that's higher in protein, which will help to keep you full as well. So pea milk is really high in protein, soy, and I think that combination of having the fiber from the cereal and the fruit, having the healthy fats from peanut butter, hemp seeds, pumpkin seeds, that kind of thing, and then having that bit of protein, I find that that combination is really satisfying. So that is what I had for breakfast, and I feel amazing. And now I am going to tackle my fridge, which is a bit of a disaster right now, but as I said in the intro, I'm not really going to pretend that I'm embarrassed by it. I think fridges get messy just like hair gets greasy. Life happens when you're busy, and it's nothing to be embarrassed about. I'm going to take everything out, I'm going to deep clean it, and then I'll put everything back, head to the grocery store. Like I said, I'll do a little haul and show you what I'm going to make for lunch, because I have a feeling I'm going to make what I have been making on repeat because it's really good, and I think you guys are really gonna like. It's so easy, you can make the same thing at home too, so that will be later, but for now, let's get started on that fridge. So this is the state of my fridge after about 10 days of recipe testing / just when life gets busy. So there's lots of little containers that I don't even really know what everything is. Mostly it's veggie burgers in here because I've been recipe testing veggie burgers and vegan meat burgers, so I got kind of overwhelmed. I decided to procrastinate by having a snack. Comment below if you can relate to doing that, the procrastination snack for the win. But after that, I felt ready to go ahead and tackle the fridge. The first thing that I do is I take everything out of the fridge, like everything. I put it on the counter, and that way I can easily clean all the surfaces. And then I make a little concoction of baking soda and a little bit of dish soap, and then sometimes I'll do essential oils, sometimes I won't, but it makes this really cool paste that has a little bit of grit to it, and it really helps to scrub the surfaces. You can also use this in your shower. You want to make sure that the shelves are dry, but that your sponge is slightly damp while you're scrubbing. And then once I have scrubbed the surfaces with that baking soda mixture, I will go ahead and spray it with a little bit of vinegar and water mixed together, and that helps to disinfect. And then I'll just wipe it all clean, and it gets so shiny. Again, same process with shower tiles. That's like one of my favorite ways to clean the shower. I learned that from Nicole over at Your Health Nut. And especially if you have a nice smelling dish soap, or if you add essential oils, it can smell really nice too. And then once everything is nice and clean, I'll start to sort through the food that's on the counter and on the table, and just make sure that I'm kind of consolidating everything, and I'm taking like mental inventory of what needs to get used up so that I can strategically put it back in the fridge with those items being closer. So for example, I know that I have a bag of mushrooms in there that probably needs to get used ASAP, so I'll probably end up cooking that tomorrow. And if I have that closer to the front, it will remind me tomorrow that I need to cook that, versus if I just kind of put it anywhere, it would end up in the back, it would end up being forgotten about, and all those mushrooms would go to waste. So I kind of do it that way. I don't buy separate containers or like new, organizing things for the fridge. I would love to have one of those Pinterest fridges one day, but for now I just kind of use what I have. Sometimes I'll take like mixing bowls, and I will use that to house like produce or like items together. Sometimes I'll use, baking pans that aren't being used. I think it's an economic way of doing things, and also again just makes it a lot easier and more enjoyable to be in the kitchen and to cook when your kitchen is just functioning and works in a way that makes sense to you. So here's an overview of everything that I got. I went to a few different places. So I actually started at Target, and I got this Tzaziki style dip, and the base of it is cauliflower. Although I did end up going to Trader Joe's, and they have one that's vegan too. So I will be trying that one next, but I'm really excited to give this one a go. Got the cilantro chili bitchin sauce, organic hummus, and then this, which is like a spicy herby sauce. And I saw on Instagram, I'll put the picture right here. It was like a bowl of lentils with avocado, and I think it had some kind of like sour cream and this sauce on top, and I was just thinking it looked really good, so I'm gonna do like a vegan version with just some vegan sour cream or yogurt and that. Had to get some chocolate, zucchini, cucumbers, blueberries, some baby spinach so that I can make my blueberry milkshake smoothie, aka one of my favorite smoothies ever, broccoli, kale, cauliflower, and this vegan pasta bolognese, which looks really, really good. I think I might end up having this for dinner, so I'll do a little taste test and let you know what I think. Peppermint tea sounded really nice, and so did a grapefruit. I love a really cold grapefruit when it's hot outside, and it has been so warm. So I'm gonna stick this in the fridge, and I cannot wait for tomorrow. Avocados, which are nowhere near ready, and some crisp bread, one for obviously my dips, but then also I have a lot of vegan cheese on hand right now. But I love making a little crisp bread snack. I'll put a couple of these on a plate with a slice of vegan cheese, and then I'll do some thinly sliced cucumbers on top and or pickles, and it's just such a nice little snack. So got some of those. Also got a Bubly water, Bubly water. Ugh, the commercials, man, they stick in your head. One of my favorite soy milks. This doesn't separate in coffee, and it's super creamy, so I use it in my coffee, I use it in my oatmeal and my cereal and everything. I really like this. I'm in kind of a random part of my apartment because I was gonna sit at the table, and I probably will go sit at the table, but the light in there was terrible. YouTube problems, finding the light can be a bit of an issue. Like my neighbors also doing construction is a bit of an issue. But for lunch today, I went ahead and made one of my favorite kind of no-cook recipes, which is basically just using up leftovers and adding in some fresh ingredients. So you can really change it up every time, but usually I will batch cook. So if I make rice or if I make roasted veggies, I usually make a lot, and I have them in the fridge so I can easily make a meal like this. So today I just took some leftover brown rice, some leftover roasted veggies, which today happened to be some roasted carrots, and then I'll just add a plant protein like some canned chickpeas or a frozen veggie burger. And then sometimes I'll just put salad dressing on it to add some seasoning, or I'll do what I did today, which was just do a pinch of salt, a little bit of nutritional yeast, and then some lemon, because I had two halves of a lemon that had already been cut into and opened in the fridge that I had forgotten about. So needed to use that up, and it worked perfectly. Then I'll go through and add whatever raw veggies I have in the fridge. Today it was cucumbers and tomatoes, and then I did the tzatziki sauce on top, and honestly it's so good, you guys. And I did a little taste test for the tzatziki because I wanted to see if it tasted like cauliflower, because the main ingredient is cauliflower, and it doesn't. It just tastes like a really nice tart herby tzatziki sauce. So if you're looking for a good plant-based option and you have a Target near you, I personally think it's really good, especially on a grain bowl when you have something that's kind of warm and then you have something refreshing like cucumbers or onions. It's just like delicious. You could also put that on falafel, pita, all that good stuff. So yeah, very versatile, very easy meal. It's a lot of different components, but it's really just stuff I had in the fridge that I wanted to use up, and I make some version of this all the time, and it's such a good filling lunch that I really actually look forward to. So I'm gonna enjoy this, and I will see you guys for the fridge reveal because it's looking so good in there, and I'm just so pleased because it's so much more functional now, which is great. So I'm gonna eat and we'll do that after. So I used a baking dish that I don't use very often to kind of corral some of these things because I don't have room for them in the door. I put these sauces kind of front and center so I remember to use them. There's also a little salsa back there, and then my miso paste I always keep in the back because I use it frequently but not like daily, so it's just easier to have back there. A little bit of tapenade and yogurt. This is not very practical just to have out like this, but I am going to sort through that tomorrow when I have a little more energy. I will chop it up and put it in a container. I've got my veggies, my greens, and then I have a bunch of peppers that I'm actually gonna cook up and bring to my sister so she can have like a little veggie side dish. Back here, I've got some sugar and some maple sugar for baking. I like to keep it in the fridge just because, first of all, I don't have a lot of room in my cupboards, and second of all, it helps to keep the bugs out. And then here are just some leftovers. A lot of the leftovers that I had that were from yesterday and the day before got moved to the freezer so that it will not go bad before I can use it all up. So this is what I'm working with, and then these are the fresh ingredients, and then these are the sauces and everything. So that is the setup that I have going on here. These are Olipop sodas. I just got a new 12-pack variety pack. And then behind here, I have these little apple juices. Now I know the glass containers looks a little Pinteresty, and I said I wasn't gonna do that, but these are jars that I've had for a long time and I use them for storage. So some of it, like this area, I think looks really pretty. I think this area is also pretty, but just a little bit more realistic because I'm not gonna go out and buy a million of these so it's all uniform. This is a applesauce container. These don't have containers just because I don't have any more. And then up here, I've got my vitamins. I've got my vitamin C serum, which I like to keep in the fridge. I really like this one, by the way. It's like very glowy. This is some smaller containers of like hemp seeds. I think this one is sunflower seeds. And I think having them up here right at the top will help me to remember to use up these smaller amounts and stuff like that. And then I've got some rosé and all of my condiments down here. So it's organized in a way that makes sense to me. I've just got some vegan butter in here. And like I said, I've been recipe testing some veggie burgers and also some homemade vegan meat burgers. And so this was one of the recipe testing versions. I have a lot of leftovers, so I just had this as a snack. I just warmed it up and dipped it in ketchup. I've been having a lot of snacks that look like this recently, and I'm not gonna lie, it was really good. It's been so hot today, so like showering, washing my hair, like really, shampooing and deep conditioning, I feel like a new woman. But I'm now gonna do a little face mask before I get started with dinner. This is a chemical exfoliant and it only has to sit on my face for like 15-20 minutes, I think. Yeah, 20 minutes. So I'll put this on and then go get started on dinner. You're just supposed to do a thin layer. If you have sensitive skin, this kind of tingles a little bit. Voila! I'm gonna rinse my hands and then we can go get started on dinner. good. It kind of tastes like candy though. The blue raspberry Jolly Ranchers, you know, like that kind of tart artificial berry candy flavor. It tastes like that. Fun and cold because I've been so hot. So just having something like cold and bubbly sounded really good. So dinner's ready and it smells really good. I mean, it's not like the hugest portion. So I did go ahead. Is hugest not a word? It's not, is it? It is not a super generous portion. I did go ahead and add some extra veggies to it so that it would just be a little bit heartier and a bit more nutrient dense too. So I added cauliflower rice and peas because they're both really small. They'll cook really quickly with the pasta and that way I don't have to chop anything or like steam the, like if I did broccoli or kale or something that I wanted to steam in a separate pot, that would just be a lot more effort than I am in the mood for right now. So everything just got thrown into the same pot with the pasta. It's actually red lentil pasta, so it has a pretty good amount of protein. This has 30 grams of plant-based protein, which is cool. And it has mushrooms and then like a vegan meat sauce. So like I said, it smells good. I'm excited. Cozy little Netflix setup here. I've got some chocolate. This is the endangered species salted almond chocolate and I love this one. I kind of forgot I had this in my pantry already, so now I have quite a bit of chocolate since I went to Trader Joe's today too. And then I also have some dried apricots. I really love the combination of having something that's like really sweet and chewy and almost kind of like a gummy candy texture with something like chocolate, especially if it's like a salted chocolate that has almonds or hazelnuts or something. I just love that combination. I have that peppermint tea that I got earlier. But I hope you guys enjoyed seeing what I eat in a day and that it gave you some good ideas. And if you enjoyed it, please give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you're not already subscribed. And if you are historical fiction lovers, like I said earlier, check out the link to pre-order my mom's book. I really think you guys will enjoy it. Hope you have a great night and I will see you, or day whenever you're watching this, and I will see you soon. Bye.